Reason number 3 that weed control is difficult is because of the weed seed bank. The weed seed bank is basically referring to the soil, but it's the big fact that you need to hear is that 1 square inch, so 1 square inch by 1 square inch, 1,000 weed seeds. There's 1,000 seeds, and because a weed is a plant that you don't want, we can just go ahead and call them all weed seeds. It is referred to as the seed bank, but I refer to it as the weed seed bank because I deal with weeds all the time. And so the weed seed bank, it's very, very rich, very, very prolific. And why does that make it difficult? Well, if there was not a lot of weeds in the weed seed bank, let's say maybe 10, well, those 10, you know, it's got to be the right time of year, the right conditions, the right soil moisture, and so forth and so on to meet all the conditions for a seed to germinate and to survive and thrive and stay there and reproduce. But when you have 1,000, that means every square inch has the potential to really frustrate your weed control efforts. For example, I'm going to show you a part in this yard where for different reasons we didn't put a pre-emerge on this yard right here, and the weed control results have suffered. So right here in this area, you see we have crabgrass, we have goosegrass, we have nutsedge, and yes, a lot of it is because we don't have thick Bermuda grass in its place. But that's a problem, especially if you ever have a yard that's got a lot of any particular type of weed, or a yard that's got bigger sized type weeds. You have to really think about, there's a lot of other things that are going to fill this spot, and that makes it difficult. If you didn't have to worry about that, then it'd be a lot easier. And another reason is because, or another reason why this is a big difficulty with weed control is because there's a lot of weeds that you can't prevent. Nutsedge, for example, or nutgrass is what a lot of people call it. It grows under the ground below the layer of pre-emerge. So you put out pre-emerge, guess what? It doesn't prevent nutsedge. Burnweed and spurge, they'll germinate. Buttonweed, they'll germinate in the thatch layer above the layer of pre-emerge that's become one with your clay soil, basically. And so what I'm saying there is that there's weeds that work around pre-emerges, and so when you, even if you, pre-emerge is just not it's not the only answer, and it's not, you know, if that was the answer for all weeds, then weed control would be easy. But there's thousands, whether it's spurge, buttonweed, nutsedge, or the list goes on and on and on of what wants to fill that spot that you just created the void because you killed weeds. But you have to always keep in mind what is most likely to come behind this weed, and the more you do weed control, the more you'll learn what those weeds are in your area. But it's certainly something that you have to keep in mind, something you have to think about, plan for, and so I hope this video helps.